Alright guys, so that took a little while, but we got it all finished. So we'll go down here in a minute and we'll take a look at it, and we'll come up here and take a look at this, because there was some things I had to change, not really change, but take into account. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do though is when we kick this on, our power is going to usage is going to go through the roof. So we're going to go ahead and build ourselves another plant, just to kind of get us started here. So you know, good old standard. Where's my pipe? Oh, I guess I don't have any pipe with me. Huh. Odd. Could have sworn I had pipe. Well, now I have pipe. Well, I will in a minute anyway. 510. Alright, so we're going to bring you know what? I must have put it, I know what I did with it. I put it all in chests up here to make room for batteries. I've already got pipe. But we're going to want this. We're going to want these. Cancel that. Hell with it. That should do us. That should be everything. No, it's not. No, it's not. Underground splitters. There we go. Now we got everything. I put it all up there. I was up stealing batteries from research, because the other thing that's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen, is as soon as we kick this whole thing off, we're going to get high pollution and all of that mess, and it's just going to get ugly. So we kind of want to prepare for it. So now that I have lasers researched, even though we're not building an ass ton of them, I wanted to go ahead and start getting some together. Did I only make? Oh. Alright, well. There we go. That's better. At least we have the right amount of boilers. Now, we're going to run into a bit of a water problem here in a second. But that's okay. We can make landfill. We can fill that in. It's only a little pond, right? So we'll just have to grab some landfill. Or not. Ha! Or not. Not going to complain about that. Alright. Man, it goes so fast after you've been doing those for ever. The problem with that is, though, you get complacent, and then you forget things. familiarity breeds contempt. Isn't that the saying? Something like that. Alright, so we're gonna steal from the coal here. That's going to go away soon because we're going to start putting lasers in, and then our ammo production won't be as necessary. Alright, so there we go. So now we got a second power plant. Let's go down here and look and see what we got. Okay, so I've been looking this over. And that's kind of one of those things. It's always kind of fun, in a way, I guess. It's definitely a learning experience to look at somebody else's blueprints and how they're doing stuff, and try and figure out after the fact what the heck they did. So it looks like they're running a 2-rail system on their map, and then they're doing these T's with these little bypasses. I think this is pretty cool. I like this. And then it goes back into a 2-rail system. And then down here, of course, you've got all your pull-offs to wait for trains. And it looks like, if I had to guess, these are 2-4 trains. It looks like they're 2-4s as far as the length of this siding goes. Now, what we have to figure out is over here. If we look at these train stations, they're named whatever the system named them. So we have to figure out what incoming supplies what outgoing. Now, we are a little lucky in that regard, because if we come over here, they've got combinators, and each combinator is deciding how much is in here. And what these are set to is, if this is greater than 2K, give a green signal. So it's adding up all of these chests. If there's more than 2,000, which is a carload, then it gives a green signal. And then if you go over here, 4 green signals will enable the stop, right? So that's how they're controlling whether there's a train here when there's no stop. Otherwise, the trains are going to sit over here, I guess. Okay, so we can look at this and figure out what's being smelted where. So this is iron, this is steel, this is stone, and this is copper. This last one is their fuel train. They're bringing in fuel, and then it's getting sent out to all the trains. Now, the other thing about this blueprint, it was primarily set up with blue belts and blue undergrounds and blue splitters. Those things are horrendously expensive. And let's face it, we're just starting this game. We don't have them. Or didn't have them. Not in the mass quantities that was necessary. So I downgraded everything to yellow. The problem with that is yellow only goes 4 spaces. So there are places, and I apparently missed 2 here, where it goes further than we can go. Right? So like here is okay, but here is not. So we need 2, 4, 6, 8 to be able to span this. We need 8 blues. Now, I just realized that everything else you'll notice has already been filled in. I'm hoping we've got them up in that chest. I don't know. We may not. We'll see in a minute. Anyway, so now we know what's going out. We know this is iron plate. We know this is steel, we know this is brick, we know this is copper. So we can go up here to our iron plate, right? This is our iron plate departure, and we can follow where this is coming in at. So down, across, down, and it's being fed by 1, 2, 3, 4 smelters, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. These first 4 are iron. Okay. That makes these ones obviously steel, and then the copper and what have you is going to be over here. The stone and copper ones are going to be here probably. So these first 4 are iron. So now we got to figure out where they're coming in at. Now this is obviously the coal line coming in. Goes in, it gets split on the one side for coal. The other side is our iron coming in. So if we follow our iron, that's going to tell us that this one is our iron delivery. Comes up into here, that's got to be iron. This one comes up into here, that's got to be iron. This one comes up into here, that's got to be iron. Okay, so these are both iron ore deliveries. More than likely so is this one. So we're going to call this, I'm going to change the name of this to iron ore drop off, right? And then that one is also going to be, let's follow this down. It's coming into this first one, or first set of 3, 4, so that's also iron ore drop off. Right, so now we have 2 of them. Alright, so now, where does this one go? Alright, so these are going to steel, so that's also iron ore drop off. Right, because these are all going to be iron ore. Now, the thing that we're going to run into with this is maybe the steel's going to get it, maybe the other ones. We may change this to steel later, we'll see. Alright, so now, where is this one going? This one's coming all the way over here, and it's these outside 4. Lost track of it. Into here. And then it's going to come back out, come back up here, over to here, into here, into this one, which is copper. So the next one is copper, So that's iron 3. This one is going to be copper or drop off, not opper, copper. Alright, so that's copper, right? Yeah, that's copper. So now where's this one going? Coming into here, coming out. Once again, that's copper. So you got iron, iron, steel technically, copper, and copper. Now this one is probably, now let's see. Alright, so that is our coal, right? So it comes in here, and then the other two splitting off to the other side. That makes sense. So this one is coal drop off. Alright, which is going to make this last one our stone, but let's make sure. Yep, it's going down to these 4 smaller ones, which makes sense. That's our stone. The other thing I swapped out is the furnaces, because the steel furnaces take so much more to do. I just built a bunch of the other ones. They're throwaways anyway. So there's that. Alright, so this is going to be stone drop off, right? Okay. And what's nice, and this is something else you got to pay attention to, is, excuse me, right hand versus left hand drive. Nice thing is this thing is set up right hand drive. Works for me. I'm in the United States, right hand drive. It just right side of the road kind of thing. It just makes sense to me. Alright, so those are what we got for those. So now this is going to be steel or iron. So we're going to call this iron plate pickup. Okay. And we're going to call this one steel plate pickup, and this one is going to be stone brick pickup. Now it's odd that they have the stone brick in the middle there. I guess it's just because that's how they built it when they built it. I'm not sure why they would do it that way. And then this is, we'll call this one, oh, this one's set up to with the logistics network. Alright, so that's an LTN stop. Or is it? No. We're grabbing the wrong thing. Are we grabbing the wrong thing, maybe? Yeah, we're just grabbing the wrong thing. I'm grabbing the pole, whatever. Okay, we'll call this one train fuel drop off. Okay, so there we go. So now we've got those all named. We can hook this up to the electrical power, and it should all work. Now we do have to get those other blue undergrounds. Let me run up here and see if I've got them. Not that it's going to make a big difference right now. We don't have any trains running. But if I don't do it now, I'll forget it, and then I'm going to be screwed. Yes, we do. There's those. We'll grab the gears, and we'll grab the plates just in case we have to make more. Because I can't remember how many it was. We counted it, but I don't remember how many it was for those undergrounds. Hopefully it's only 8. I don't think it is. I think it's more than that, but we'll see. The other thing I haven't added is the roboports. There's a bunch of roboports in this. Alright, so here to here, here to here. Those ones are short ones, so they're okay. And then it was here to here, here to here. Just enough. Alright. And then I think everything else, oh no, there's one there. So that one's a blue one, I guess. No, it's not. We're missing a... There we go. Huh. Weird. There's been a few little mistakey things like that I have found in here that I've had to correct. That's one thing you want to check when you use a blueprint, especially somebody else's, that everything is correct. Alright, so I think that's all hooked up right. The only other thing we haven't put in is lights, and I'm not going to worry too much about that yet. But we can go ahead now and connect this to electrical power, I think. And we're just going to use short poles for right now. There it is. Now let's go down here and see if there's anything flashing where we may have missed a power pole or something. It does not look like it so far. These are, of course, going to flash no fuel. We're missing a connection between the two. So this whole side is out. So we must be missing something in between them somewhere. Which is odd because we got a power line that runs all the way down the track. Apparently it doesn't. Well, no, because it goes here. Alright, let's look at the map. Comes down. Alright, there's something supposed to be in here that's missing. Or here, one of the two. Ah, there's a tall pole there missing. Alright, can we make a tall pole? We have the steel, we need iron. We're missing a tall pole, basically. Alright, well, we can fix that fast enough, simply enough. Need copper plate and iron sticks. Alright. Just grab it right off of the belt real quick. We'll make 5. And we're going to come in here at some point and clear all these trees out of my way. We're just not going to do that without construction bots. There we go. Now how about it? Okay, now we got power there. Okay, so that's all taken care of. Now it's ready to be hooked up to trains. We can start running trains through the system. We just need to go make some trains, and we need to make our pickup points, which that's relatively simple. So let's head up here to our petroleum cracking and take a look at that. Oh, you know what? While we're at it, what are we going to do for research real quick? Alright, so we're going to get advanced electronics, starts giving us our beacons, it gives us our utility science pack. It's relatively cheap, we'll take it. Logistics warehouses, sure. Landmines, sure. I don't use them that much, but sure. Rocket launcher, we want the rocket launcher. Not sure what this does. I don't. Oh, it lets it interfere. Yeah, maybe not. Because we're going to be dumping nanobots soon anyway. Speed modules, efficiency modules, extra tool belt space. Oh, we're done. Alright, so up here, I went ahead and I ran my water up because we're petroleum refining 2 now. I was getting low on iron, so I picked up this patch. It actually runs down to here because our iron was just about empty. So we needed iron. And I picked up the oil, and it comes over. And since I picked up the iron here, and since we need iron to make sulfuric acid, I just threw down 6 electric furnaces so that I didn't have to use coal to do them. And they're sending iron up here. And then this is going to be our, and I went through and I traced what goes where. And coal goes there, iron goes there, and we can't put that down. Okay, fine. So there we go. So those are hooked up. Now we need, fine. Now we need our oil, and we need our water, and we need our electric. So we have power coming up. Just a matter of connecting the power to the power. Seems like a little oddness here. connect a you know, a high tension line to that, but whatever, it works in the game. So there's water, and is everything? Yep. The only thing we don't have is the level 3 assembly plant right here, assemblers, but they're not set up to make anything yet anyway. We haven't researched whatever it is they're supposed to be doing. So there we go. So these should all start kicking on. What we may have to do is add some pumps to this, but yeah, they'll start kicking on and producing. Look, now they're all up and running. We're starting to store water, and if we come up here, we should start to see these tanks fill. Now this one is supposed to be coming from where? Oh, sulfuric acid. Why are we not getting our sulfuric? Oh, another one of these. Doesn't go far enough. All right. This one is easy enough to fix. It doesn't have to be that short. The same goes for this one. There we go. That was an easy fix. Now up here, it's going to have to be fixed as well. And up here, it's going to have to be fixed. Why would they have that coming? I don't know why they got that coming out, but they got it coming out. Oh, because that's sulfur, duh. So our explosives coming out, our sulfur's coming out, our plastic's coming out. This, I'm going to assume, is probably supposed to be rocket fuel or something. Yeah, that's probably what these are supposed to be, is for rocket fuel. Alright, there we go. So now we got it all running. Now let's see. Yeah, it's a good thing we increased that power, because if we only had the one plant, I think we'd be hurting. Alright, so there we go. Now we have petroleum being distilled in mass quantities. Now we just have to work on bringing in our raw materials. Now what's that going to do to our pollution here, guys? Let's see. Well, so far nothing down here, because this isn't really doing anything. This is going to expand this cloud though. So we're probably going to have to start putting in those lasers up here. How many of them do we have on us? Alright. Now that's something that I'm almost a little surprised that they don't have incorporated into this build, is batteries, since it would be making them up here. Now what is... Alright, because it's not getting all the way far enough yet. Okay. Everything's still kind of picking up, so it's not putting it all the way there. Alright, so we're going to have to, yeah, it's going to start getting up into here. This cloud's going to start getting bigger. Let's walk up here and see if we can't open up the map a little bit. Up there, yeah, see, because there we go. That's what I was curious to see. There are definitely going to be nests up here we're definitely going to want to put lasers along this wall. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Alright, so one of the things because I knew I was going to have to put in lasers, these poles do not reach all the way to there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to replace those poles. And we're going to replace them with the mediums. That should do us. Because then the mediums will reach to the lasers when we install lasers. Boy, you guys are slow. Yeah, see, I knew that was going to get their attention, and that's okay. Because now that we have our production taken care of, we can start swapping these out. And I'm thinking, I got 50. Well, we'll start spacing them, and we'll see how many we have. Oops, we're going to take out the inserters at the same time. Ultimately, all of our turrets will be replaced with lasers. We don't have enough right now, but that is generally SOP for me, is to just replace everything along the wall with lasers. And then at some point we will add fire. Because fire is good. I didn't used to put in the flamer turrets, but after having played space exploration and using them there, my gosh, they are devastating, and it only makes sense to use them. I know you guys don't have towers. You will soon. Now there's a bit of overlap with these because I'm just replacing them. But we'll be expanding our walls eventually anyway, so I don't think it's gonna matter a metric crap ton at the end of the day. So we're going to go all the way down the other end of this wall and replace everything, replace, you know, along this wall first. And then we'll probably come back and fill in the middle of each of them so that we have better overlap. Cooking right along on that research. Huh. That one never got a inserter. Sorry about that, little buddy. There we go. That'll work. We'll probably go out and kill these guys at some point, because they are gonna come back and forth. So yeah, but there we go, guys. We got her working. Our next project, I think, is going to be building a bit of a train network to bring some of that up to here, and then back down. We're going to have to build some sort of a loop to get this up to here and onto the bus. So we're going to build a drop-off depot up here. Oh, we've got cliff explosives now. I had to get rid of some of that stuff. So we can get rid of this, we can get rid of this, and we can build a drop-off depot over here, I think is what we'll do next time around, so that we can start having that stuff go onto the bus. And then once we've got that going, we can start going out and harvesting some of these ore patches. So that's the plan, guys. I'm going to finish up adding some more lasers up here, and then I'm going to probably, think about how I want to do this. And then next episode, that's what we'll do. We'll put our little receiving depot here for our materials that are going to go on the bus. So, all right, guys, there we go. So we got it working, and it's pumping out all the stuff except for it looks like rocket fuel, which we don't have yet. So, all right, you guys take care. Bye.